3 years ago, the Alpha didn't fight for her. He didn't argue, didn't defend, didn't even look at her long enough to explain. He just voted. One raised hand, and she was exiled from the only home she had ever known. No trial, no mercy, no goodbye. So she survived. Alone in the marshlands, where fog swallowed footprints and pride was the only thing she had left, she taught herself not to expect rescue, not to wait for apologies, not to need him. Then his scent cut through the fog again, cedar, storm, Alpha. The bond she tried to bury surged back to life. He stepped out of the dark like exile had been nothing, like she had been nothing. "You're my mate." "No, I'm sorry." "Not I was wrong." "Mate." "The problem?" He chose the pack over her once. Now the pack is splitting because of her. And if she refuses him again, it won't just break a bond. It will start a war. Chapter 1. The Scent of Storms. Dusk settled low over the marsh, fog drifting thick enough to swallow footprints before they fully formed. Ivy stood knee-deep in reeds, hands stained green from crushed herbs, the scent of rosemary and wet earth woven into the swamp like quiet territorial marks. This was hers, hard-earned. Then another scent cut through the stillness, cypress and iron, edged with storm air. Wrong. Her wolf stirred, lifting its head with a certainty that felt too much like recognition. No, absolutely not. "Ivy, you lost the right to say my name." He stepped from the fog as though it parted for him, broad-shouldered and composed, his presence arriving before his body did. Cedar layered over iron, Alpha, male. Familiar in a way she refused to examine too closely. I never lost it. "You watched them vote me out." "I watched them try to kill you." Her pulse thudded hard enough to feel in her throat. She wiped her palms against her jeans as refugee wolves gathered behind her, their quiet movements carrying the faintest shuffle of boots against mud. They were watching, weighing. Pack politics lived in moments like this. That's convenient revision. It's the truth. You don't get to rewrite history because it suits you. I'm not rewriting anything. The refugee leader shifted, voice cautious. "Alpha, this settlement stands neutral." Ronan didn't look away from Ivy. "I know exactly where I'm standing." She stepped forward, shoulders tight. "Then step back off it." "I can't." "Try." "Don't test that." Her wolf leaned toward him instead of retreating, drawn by something that felt dangerously close to instinct. The word surfaced before she could stop it. "Mate." She crushed the thought down hard. "You think I'm afraid of you? You should be afraid of Magnus. I survived worse. Not this." His breathing shifted almost imperceptibly when he said it. Steadier than it should have been under challenge. Too controlled. Always controlled. "You don't know what I survived," she said. "I know you were on a list." The marsh seemed to hold its breath. "What list?" "The one with your name first." Her fingers tingled, sensation draining for half a second before she forced them to flex. "That's manipulation. I exiled you to move you. You exiled me because you didn't fight. I fought, differently. That's not fighting, that's hiding." His gaze didn't waver. "I invoked mate rights." The shift in the crowd was audible, boots scraping, breaths hitching, hierarchy recalculating. "Don't you dare. I have the right. You forfeited that right. I never rejected the bond. You never admitted it. I didn't need to. I did." The pull between them tightened, subtle but undeniable, her wolf pressing closer to his scent, as if it had been waiting years for this proximity. She hated that it didn't recoil. Hated that some part of her felt steadier with him in front of her. "You felt it," he said quietly. "No. Lie better." Her mouth dried again. She refused to look away. "You don't scare me. I'm not trying to." "Then why are you here?" "To protect you." I don't need protection. They'll come tonight. A beat passed, and doubt slipped in despite her resolve. Who? Magnus's warriors. You're bluffing. I don't bluff about killing. She let out a sharp laugh, which she didn't quite mean to release. Mistake. The sound carried too far across the water. Leave. I can't. Watch me make you. If you stay unclaimed, they'll kill you to weaken me. The words settled heavily between them. She wanted him gone. Wanted him closer. Both truths sat side by side, impossible to untangle. The reeds snapped behind her. One heartbeat, then two, then many, approaching fast through the fog. Too many. Shapes moved in the mist, footfalls deliberate now, no attempt at subtlety. Ronan stepped in front of her without hesitation, his body forming a barrier as naturally as breathing. His scent deepened, cedar sharpened by something protective and dangerous. She didn't tell him to move, and that, more than anything, unsettled her. The footsteps drew closer, cutting through the marsh. The storm had arrived. Chapter 2. The Merged Pack Watches. Night settled thick around the refugee settlement, bonfire smoke coiling upward as sparks drifted into the dark like dying stars. 30 wolves ringed the clearing, and Ivy could hear every one of their heartbeats layered beneath the crackle of firewood. Too fast, too tight, the sound of a pack bracing for fracture. Ronan stepped forward without raising his voice. Stand down! The words rolled low and even, carrying no obvious force, yet the clearing stilled as if something invisible had pressed down on it. The shift wasn't dramatic, it was instinctive. Submission rippled outward in subtle changes, shoulders lowering, breaths evening, gazes dipping despite themselves. You don't command here, Magnus called from the edge of the firelight. Ronan didn't look at him. I command everywhere. Heartbeats shifted at once. 3 slowed in reluctant deference. 5 spiked. 1 stumbled before recovering. Ivy tracked the rhythm without meaning to, sound weaving into meaning the way it always did for her. Magnus walked into the circle like he'd been invited, boots crunching over gravel, his breathing almost lazy. This is refugee ground, and I am still Alpha. Vocal tones dipped subtly around Ronan. Even wolves who resented him couldn't quite stop the reflex. Hierarchy didn't vanish just because they wanted it to. Ivy folded her arms across her chest. I don't belong to him. I didn't say you did, Ronan replied. You're standing in front of me as I do. I'm standing where I need to. Her pulse hammered in her throat, so loud she nearly lost the rest of the clearing to it. She forced herself to focus outward instead, on the layered rhythm of the crowd, on the steadiness of Ronan's heartbeat. It never wavered. No fear, no doubt. Magnus tilted his head, smile thin. Tell them why you exiled her. Not tonight. You never choose tonight. A low murmur spread, uneasy and sharp. The refugee elder stepped forward, voice rough with age. We won't bleed for old Alpha grudges. This isn't old, Ronan said evenly. It feels old. It's active. Magnus's heartbeat jumped, brief, contained, then steady again. There. Ivy caught it before it disappeared. Fear, small, disciplined, but real. There's a council ledger, Ronan continued. What ledger? Several voices demanded at once. Evidence logged the night of the coup. Convenient. It exists. Where? Safe. With who? Safe. The second repetition cost him. Ivy heard the hesitation, half a beat too long between inhale and answer. He was withholding something. Again. Magnus's voice softened. Then answer plainly. Is she your mate? The clearing tightened around the question, sound compressing until even the fire seemed quieter. That's not your question to ask, Ronan said. It is if she's leverage. I'm not leverage, Ivy snapped. Then why does your wolf lean toward him? Heat flashed along her spine, awareness sharper than flame. Her wolf edged forward, curious, interested in a way that felt dangerously close to betrayal. Wrong. "Careful, Magnus," Ronan warned. "You feel it too," Magnus pressed. "Stop," Ivy said, the word cutting sharper than she intended. Heads turned toward her. Refugee wolves measured the tension in her voice, weighing instability against strength. Doubt moved through them, like a change in tempo. Ronan shifted slightly toward her, his hand lifting as though to steady her before he caught himself, and let it fall. The almost touch landed heavier than contact would have. "Trust me," he said quietly. Her throat tightened despite herself. Trust him? After exile? The contradiction burned, resentment tangled with something steadier she didn't want to name. She hated that he shielded her. Hated more that she didn't step away from it. Magnus stepped fully into the firelight, voice carrying clean and deliberate. Full moon, formal challenge. The murmurs sharpened into something electric. Excitement layered over anxiety, heartbeats quickening in uneven waves. 6 days, official, no more shadows, no more implication. Some of the refugee wolves straightened, not fearful but calculating. Power was shifting, and they could feel it. Ronan didn't react outwardly. His heartbeat remained steady, anchored and controlled. The pack, however, did not. And Ivy could hear every single one. Chapter 3. Bones remember. The argument spiraled too fast and too loud, voices colliding until the clearing felt smaller than it was. 30 wolves stood packed around the bonfire, their breathing uneven, heartbeats crashing into one another, in a discordant rhythm Ivy couldn't block out even if she tried. Every pulse registered, every shift in rank hummed through the air like a change in pressure. Magnus's voice cut clean through the noise. "You manipulated the vote." Ronan's spine went rigid. "Watch your accusation. You exiled her to protect your image. I exiled her to keep her alive." Murmurs rolled outward, low and questioning. Hierarchy adjusted itself in sound alone, deference slipping, challenge rising. "That's not what the pack saw," Magnus continued. "The pack didn't see everything. How convenient." Ivy's jaw tightened. She stepped forward before she realized she had moved. "Say what you came to say." Magnus turned his full attention to her. Fine, she wasn't framed, she was involved. Silence followed, thick enough to taste. 30 heartbeats filled it. "What?" Her voice came out thinner than she intended. "You heard me?" The world narrowed to firelight, and the shape of Magnus's mouth forming the accusation. "Say it again." Unstable wolves gravitate toward chaos. Rage surged so fast it felt chemical. Ronan moved at once. "Don't." Magnus held Ivy's gaze. "Traitor." The word struck harder than a blow. Sound collapsed inward, leaving only the violent rush of her own pulse in her ears. "No." The shift tore through her without warning. Bone cracked, not breaking, reshaping, her spine bowing with a sharp snap that echoed across the clearing. Muscles seized and expanded, skin split as dark fur forced its way through. Gasps rippled outward as her body dropped and rebuilt itself in the span of a breath. Her wolf burst free. No language, no debate, only instinct. Protect, claim, tear. She lunged, gravel scattered under her paws as she launched for Magnus, his heartbeat spiking sharply and fast. Fear flashed bright in the rhythm. Mid-air, Ronan intercepted her. The collision drove them sideways, 2 wolves slamming together hard enough to shake dirt loose from the reeds. "Ivy!" His voice carried command, low and resonant, vibrating through her skull. Alpha authority woven into tone alone. She snapped at him anyway, teeth flashing inches from his throat, fury and something far more tangled twisting through her. She wanted to protect him. She wanted to punish him. Yet both instincts burned at once. "Down!" He didn't shout. The command sank deeper than volume could have. Her muscles coiled, resisting. Around them, the pack's breathing turned ragged, excitement and alarm mingling as submission tones edged back toward Ronan. Magnus laughed softly. "See? Dangerous." "Enough," Ronan growled, the sound no longer human. She fought him for 3 long seconds that felt like an eternity. 5. Then the shift snapped backward. Too fast. Bones ground as they reformed. Fur receded in a sickening ripple, skin tightening painfully over reshaped muscle. She collapsed to her knees, hands sinking into dirt, the cold shocking against overheated skin. Her heartbeat faltered once, then stuttered again. Ronan reached toward her. "Don't touch me," she rasped. "You'll hurt yourself." "You can't lead with this weakness," Magnus said smoothly. Ronan's jaw tightened. "Careful." Ivy tried to stand, but her legs refused to steady, buckling beneath her as the world tilted. Doubt struck harder than the transformation had. Am I broken? 30 wolves watched. They could hear her breathing struggle to even out. They could hear her heart trying to find its rhythm again. Humiliation burned hotter than rage. Magnus stepped closer, voice pitched just loud enough to carry. Unstable wolves don't survive leadership wars. The words settled into the silence like a verdict. Her vision blurred at the edges. The ground surged upward before she could brace herself. Darkness closed in. Chapter 4. The Truth He Buried. Midnight settled heavily over the marsh, insects screaming from the reeds while the dock creaked beneath Ivy's weight. She sat with her bare feet dangling in black water, cold mud sliding between her toes, grounding herself in sensation so she didn't have to think. Footsteps approached along the planks behind her. She didn't turn. She heard him before she saw him, his heartbeat steady and unhurried, the rhythm of a male who never doubted his control. "You followed me. I needed to talk. You've had 3 years. Not like this." The wood shifted as he stepped onto the dock, the boards groaning under his weight. His breathing stayed even. Too even, alpha control down to the pulse. "Then start," she said. "I knew." Her spine went rigid. Knew what? About the bond. The insects seemed to grow louder, and the water lapping gently against warped wood. "You're lying." "I'm not." She listened for the telltale stutter in his pulse and found none. No tremor, no spike. The truth sat solid in his chest. "You knew," she repeated, her voice thinning. "And you still let them throw me out." "Yes." Her jaw tightened hard enough to ache. "Why?" "Because they were watching." That's not an answer. It's the only one. He didn't loom over her, or use that quiet dominance that bent other wolves without effort. Instead, he lowered himself beside her, the dock dipping under the combined weight. Close enough that she could feel the heat of him through the cool night air. Too close. The bond stirred between them, a low hum that wasn't sound but pressure, tightening in the space between breaths. "You don't get to protect me without my consent. I didn't have consent to give. You had my loyalty. And that was exactly why they targeted you." The black water rippled under the moonlight as she stared at it, refusing to look at him. "You chose for me. I chose survival. Mine or yours?" He exhaled slowly, the breath controlled but heavier than before. "Both." She tracked his heartbeat again, steady. That was what made it unbearable. He believed every word. "You expect me to accept that?" "I expect you to hear me." "I hear you," she said quietly. "I don't forgive you." "I'm not asking you to." A frog splashed somewhere in the reeds, breaking the tension for half a heartbeat. "There was a list," he added. Her muscles coiled despite herself. "What list?" "The night of the coup." "Don't. Your name was first." The dock creaked sharply as she shifted toward him. "You staged the vote." "Yes. To protect me? To move you." She turned fully then, moonlight catching the hard lines of his face. "So who voted eagerly?" "Men who thought you were expendable." Names. Not tonight. You never choose tonight. If you'd known, you would have fought. I would have, and they would have killed you faster. His breath changed almost imperceptibly when she said Magnus's name, a faint hitch at the edge of an inhale. There. He was still holding something back. You kept that from me. Yes. A brittle laugh escaped her before she could stop it, the sound sharp enough to cut. She hated that she believed him, hated that resentment burned just as fiercely. Would I have done the same? The question lodged where anger had been. He reached toward her wrist, then stopped himself short, fingers hovering in the space between them before withdrawing. The restraint felt louder than a touch would have. Trust me, he said. Silence stretched, thick with insect shrieks and unsaid things. The original list still exists, he added at last. Her heartbeat faltered once. What does that mean? It means someone updated it. For a brief second, the marsh went eerily quiet, as if even the insects paused to listen. Then the sound crashed back in, louder than before. Trap. Chapter 5. Break the Bond. Pre-dawn lay heavy over the marsh clearing, the air so still it felt held in place by force. Wolves formed a wide ring around Ivy and Ronan, their bodies silent but watchful, mud slick and cold between her toes, as if the earth itself wanted to drag her down. No wind, no birds, just waiting. I reject this bond. The words carried farther than she expected, and the ripple of reaction moved outward in a tight wave of gasps and shifting weight. Ronan stepped closer without touching her, stopping just inside the space her wolf considered safe. You don't have to prove anything. I have to prove I'm not yours. Her wolf bristled, not at him, but at the circle closing in around them. Territory breached. Too many eyes. Too much pressure. Wrong. The elder moved forward, a blade catching faint gray light. Bloodbinds or burns? Do it, Ivy said, though her chest tightened and her palms went damp. Instinct whispered retreat. She ignored it. Magnus folded his arms, expression smooth. Let's see which she chooses. Ronan's voice dropped, low and edged. Careful. I'm not fragile. No, he said quietly. You're furious. That landed because it was true. The elder cut his own palm first, letting the dark spill into the shallow marsh water, where it spread in slow spirals. Ivy's wolf recoiled instantly. Wrong! Wrong! Ronan extended his hand next. The blade bit. He didn't flinch. When steel touched Ivy's skin, a sharp twist seized her stomach. This should have been private. Not a spectacle. Not a test before two fractured factions. Too many witnesses. Her blood fell into the water. The bond answered. Not fading. Igniting. Heat unfurled beneath her ribs, not on the surface but deep and instinctive, recognition flaring like a brand. Her breath hitched, and then synchronized with Ronan's without permission. Inhale, exhale, together. He staggered a fraction. So did she. Shock rippled through the circle, wolves shifting uneasily as the air thickened with something undeniable. If rejection strengthens it, Magnus murmured, voice almost conversational. What happens at acceptance? Her ears rang briefly before the world narrowed to the pull between them. Mine. The word rose whole and unfiltered from her wolf. Clear. Certain. She despised that certainty. I reject this bond, she said again, louder this time. The pressure in her chest intensified instead. A physical ache centered just beneath her sternum, drawing her toward him like gravity tightening its hold. Ronan swore under his breath, not at her, but at the inevitability neither of them had asked for. The force pulled them closer until their foreheads nearly touched, breath mingling in the fragile space between. For one suspended moment, she didn't step back fast enough. Awkward, intimate, dangerous. Contradiction sliced through her. She craved distance, Yet the closer she stood, the steadier the chaos inside her felt. Is my wolf choosing him? The doubt stung worse than the cut on her palm. Magnus stepped forward, voice sharpening. This is instability. You can't unify two packs with chaos at the center. Ronan straightened slowly, shoulders settling into unmistakable alpha posture. The ring reacted in subtle shifts, some wolves angling toward him despite themselves. Unexpected. Refugees. Choosing him. Ivy isn't chaos, Ronan said evenly. She's a risk, Magnus countered. A faint movement flickered at the edge of the circle, small but wrong. Instinct screamed before her mind caught up. Danger. Close. Her chest seized as sharp pain spiked through the bond, foreign, sudden, not her own. Ronan's. A figure at the perimeter drew a blade. Chapter 6. The man Magnus used to be. A storm gathered overhead, clouds hanging low enough to press the air flat against the clearing. The heaviness settled in Ivy's lungs before anyone spoke, her instincts sharpening first, warning that this wasn't just another argument. Magnus stood across from them, with his shoulders squared. Not aggressive, but rigid, as if bracing against something older than anger. You wanted to speak privately, Ivy said. I wanted you to hear it without his voice in the way. Ronan didn't move, though tension coiled tight beneath his stillness. Not fear, containment. My brother died because of him, Magnus said. The words didn't echo, but they landed heavy enough to tighten every wolf in the clearing. You call it strategy, I call it slaughter. I call it survival, Ronan replied evenly. Ivy's wolf pressed against her ribs, testing the emotional current in the air. Not a threat. Grief. Raw. Metallic. Salt-edged. You used him as bait, Magnus continued. I used him as part of a defense. He trusted you. He knew the risks. Magnus stepped closer, boots grinding into wet earth. You sent him across the border alone. I sent him where he volunteered. You let him die. I lost 20 wolves that winter. Not your brother. The instinctive read hit her again. No deception threaded through Magnus's scent, only anger braided tightly with mourning. That unsettled her more than fury would have. You don't get to redefine death, she said quietly. You don't get to judge what you didn't see, Magnus shot back. Her chest tightened. Was the strategy necessary? She didn't know. That uncertainty lodged under her ribs like something sharp. I saw enough, she said. You saw the outcome, Ronan answered. Not the context. Context doesn't bring him back. No, Ronan agreed, and the single word carried weight. Silence stretched between them as thunder rolled closer, distant but approaching. Magnus's gaze shifted to Ivy. You smell it too, don't you? Regret. Her wolf flickered in response. Yes. Ronan didn't deny it. That honesty cut deeper than the argument would have. Instead of challenging Magnus, he stepped toward her. The movement was subtle but deliberate, closing distance in a way that made the bond flare warm and undeniable. Her wolf rose, not to attack, to claim. Wrong time. Wrong place. Move, Ronan said under his breath. Don't order me. Ivy! I'm not fragile. I never said you were. Magnus exhaled sharply, almost a laugh. You're angry because you're drawn to him. Enough, Ronan warned. Her stomach twisted hard at that truth being spoken aloud. She reacted without thinking, stepping half between them. Protect him, resent him. Both lived in the same breath. I don't know who's right, she admitted. You should, Magnus said. I don't. The bond tightened again, not warm this time but sharp, pulling at her center like a warning wire. Danger. Now. Something shifted at the edge of the clearing, a flicker of movement against the tree line. Ronan sensed it the same instant she did. Ivy, move! A blade cut through the air, She shoved him aside. Impact jarred her shoulder as steel grazed skin, pain blooming hot and immediate along her arm. The injury was shallow but real enough to send her pulse spiking. The clearing erupted in noise. Ronan's control snapped. His eyes flashed gold as thunder cracked overhead, and the first hard drops of rain began to fall, the storm finally breaking. Chapter 7. Full Moon Truth. Night pressed close around the clearing, clouds swallowing the moon until the air felt heavier with every breath. A cold tension settled along Ivy's spine, the pressure shift before a storm echoing in her bones. Ronan stood across from her, shirt torn where the blade had grazed him earlier. The distance between them felt deliberate. Too deliberate. You almost got yourself killed. I saved you. That wasn't your job. It became my job. The air cooled another degree, the drop subtle but unmistakable. Not weather. Them. I don't need you bleeding for me. You already bled me once. That landed hard. He didn't flinch from it. Cold slid between them like a blade. I thought silence was strength, he said, voice low. It was cowardice. He nodded once, accepting it without defense. You think I don't know that now? You knew it then. His posture shifted, not weak, but weighted. I thought if I carried it alone, you don't get to carry me like cargo. I was trying to protect you. You were trying to control the narrative. He didn't argue. Wind pushed through the trees, rattling leaves in uneven bursts. You created panic, she continued. I know. You think regret fixes exile? No. The bond pulled tight between them, a physical tension that refused to be ignored. She stepped back. 3 paces? Then 2 more. Cold flared along her ribs, sharp and immediate. He felt it too. She saw it in the way his shoulders tightened, the way he inhaled through his teeth as if bracing against a sudden chill. You should leave before the full moon, he said. I'm not leaving. This isn't about pride. It's not about pride. Then what is it about? She looked past him toward the darker stretch of packlands beyond the clearing. The air thickened again, pressure building. Ending it. Ending what? The coup. Resolve steadied her voice even as the temperature seemed to drop around them. You feel the bond pulling, he said quietly. Yes. And you're staying because of it. No. Don't lie. I'm not. Then why? If I run again, they win. Her balance wavered under the shifting air, the pressure squeezing her lungs until each breath felt deliberate. You could die, he said. So could you. I've accepted that. I haven't accepted losing autonomy again. You won't. You don't get to promise that. I'm not promising, he said. I'm admitting. Admitting what? That I was wrong. The clearing seemed to be still at that. I thought silence made me strong, he continued. It made me blind. It made you dangerous. I know. You think that fixes it? No. Then what does? Action. Footsteps crunched against gravel at the edge of the clearing. The temperature dropped sharply, like winter air rushing in through an open door. Magnus stepped forward, wolves falling in behind him in a subtle, tightening formation. So, he said smoothly. Truth at last. This isn't your conversation, Ronan replied. It is now. The pressure shifted again, no longer weather but hierarchy taking shape. I invoke formal alpha challenge, Magnus announced. Cold flooded Ivy's spine. Full moon, 6 days. Magnus, she began. Full moon, 6 days, he repeated, voice carrying. Ronan didn't hesitate. Accepted. The word struck clean in the chilled air. Irrevocable. Chapter 8. Ferals and fire. The full moon broke free of the clouds in a violent spill of silver light, and cold air rushed into the clearing hard enough to sting exposed skin. The temperature plunged so sharply it felt like the night itself had taken a breath and decided to hold it. Wolves formed a wide circle, instinctively leaving space in the center. Magnus stepped forward, chin lifted, posture immaculate. You wanted a challenge. I wanted justice, Ronan replied. You want the throne. I want accountability. Magnus's smile thinned. You exiled your own mate. The word hit like a thrown stone. Heat flushed across Ivy's face despite the bitter cold. I protected her, Ronan said. You silenced her. I saved her. You humiliated her. Pressure thickened in the air, wolves leaning forward in anticipation as if drawn by gravity. Breath fogged faintly in the sudden chill. Tell them why she was removed, Magnus pressed. I won't. Because it makes you look weak. I was never weak. You were afraid. Something inside Ronan fractured. The temperature around him spiked unnaturally. Not warmth, but fever heat, the kind that precedes a storm. Ivy, step back. Don't order me. This isn't your fight. It became my fight. Magnus, stand down. Make me. The shift tore through Ronan without warning. Bones snapped loud enough to echo. His spine arched violently, shoulders widening as skin split and dark fur erupted in a brutal surge. The transformation lacked grace. It was raw force made visible. The massive black wolf hit the ground with a quake that shuddered through the clearing. Feral. No human calculation remained in those blazing gold eyes. Heat radiated from him in punishing waves. Magnus shifted too, but with control, gray fur flowing into place, posture measured even as claws dug into earth. Ronan lunged. Chaos detonated. Wolves scattered as instinct collided with dominance. Several dropped to their knees under the sheer force of it. Ivy, run! No, cold air burned her lungs as she stepped forward instead of retreating. This time she didn't fight the shift. She released it. Her spine bent in a smooth, deliberate arc. Fur rippling over her skin in controlled waves as bones reshaped with clean precision. The temperature around her steadied rather than flared, her wolf rising with clarity instead of fury. Not rage. Focus. Ronan barreled toward Magnus again, blind to anything but threat. She intercepted, slamming into his flank with enough force to drive him sideways. He whipped toward her, teeth bared, heat rolling off him so fiercely it nearly knocked her balance loose. Look at me, she growled. It wasn't alpha command. It was something steadier. He snapped, jaws inches from her shoulder. She held her ground. Heat surged again, wild and reckless. She stepped closer and forced eye contact, gold meeting gold beneath the full moon. Down. The word carried low and unyielding. The air shifted. The temperature dropped. Ronan's massive form trembled once. Then again, rage flickering like a flame starved of oxygen, before finally dimming. His breath evened. The feral edge receded. Magnus hesitated. Every wolf in the clearing watched. Ivy pressed her forehead briefly to Ronan's, a grounding touch that spoke of connection, not submission. Around them, one by one, wolves began lowering their heads. Not to Ronan, to her. The reversal was silent, undeniable, public, clear. Power had shifted. Chapter 9. Before the Pack. Morning settled gently over the clearing, though smoke still lingered at its edges like a memory that refused to fade. The air felt newly washed after the storm, yet every sense in Ivy remained sharpened. Ronan's scent reached her first, cedar and storm, steady and alive. Magnus carried salt-edged anger and fractured pride. Around them, 30 heartbeats pulsed in uneven rhythm, fast with anticipation. The temperature had balanced, but the tension hadn't. Ivy stood beside Ronan, not behind, beside. Kneel, Ronan said to Magnus. Magnus let out a rough laugh. You don't command us anymore. I don't need to. The pack shifted uneasily, instinct rippling outward in acknowledgement of what had already changed. Alpha presence didn't require volume. You would exile me? Magnus asked. I would spare you. Gasps traveled through the circle. Kill him, someone muttered under their breath. Ivy heard it. felt it. The instinct to end a threat permanently pressed against her ribs, primal and persuasive. She stepped forward instead. No. Every gaze pivoted toward her. Mercy is weakness, Magnus said. Execution is easy, she replied, voice steady though it threatened to falter. Exile removes you without turning you into a martyr. Magnus studied her carefully. You strip me of beta? Effective immediately. His heartbeat spiked once, sharp and betrayed, then steadied again beneath forced composure. You're making a mistake. I'm correcting one. The pack recalibrated around her words, hierarchy reshaping itself in subtle posture shifts. Is this your claim? One of the elders asked. Ronan turned toward Ivy, close enough that warmth rose between them, where the morning chill still lingered. It's ours, he said. You'll mark her publicly? Yes. Ivy drew in a breath, and his scent filled her. Familiar, chosen, no longer something she fought. I choose him? A ripple of shock moved outward. You accept the bond? The elder pressed. I choose him, she repeated, louder this time. Not fate. Choice. You don't submit? The elder asked. I don't submit. And you? The elder turned to Ronan. I stand beside her. You understand what that means? Yes. Speak it. Ronan's voice deepened, not in dominance, but in certainty. She is my mate. Her breath caught once, then steadied. And he is mine. In that moment, every sense aligned. His heartbeat thudded steadily beneath her palm when she pressed it to his chest. His scent wrapped around her like something earned rather than imposed. Instinct settled instead of clawing. Warmth bloomed where their skin touched. Then mark, the elder said. Ronan lowered his head to her neck and paused, giving her space to pull away if she chose. She didn't. She bared her throat. Not surrender, but trust. His teeth broke skin with controlled precision, heat flaring outward in a surge that made the pack's collective breath hitch. The mark burned bright, but it wasn't pain that defined it. It was permanently chosen freely. She answered in kind, biting his shoulder in equal claim, mutual, balanced. The clearing erupted in howls that rolled outward across the marshlands. Not to him alone, not to her alone, to both. Magnus turned without another word, shoulders squared even in defeat as exile claimed him. Yet as the howls slowly faded, Ivy caught something else. A cluster of wolves at the clearing's edge who neither knelt nor lifted their voices. They only watched. The coup wasn't finished. Chapter 10. The choice was always mine. The council hall smelled of old stone and smoke, moonlight spilling through broken beams to stripe the floor in silver. The air carried a steadiness that hadn't existed weeks ago. Ronan stood beside her. Cedar and storm, alive, grounded. Her heartbeat matched his without effort, the rhythm easy and unforced. Instinct lay quiet inside her. No hunger, no fear, only certainty that felt earned rather than imposed. You were wrong, Ivy said. I know. Say it clearly. He held her gaze. I thought silence was strength. It was control. I believed if I carried it alone, no one else would bleed. And instead we all did. Yes. He didn't look away. The admission wasn't dramatic, but it was clean. Progress. You don't get to protect people from the truth, she continued. I see that now. You see it because you almost lost everything. I see it because I almost lost you. Her lungs stalled for a fraction of a second before she steadied herself. That's not enough. What do you want from me? Transparency. You'll have it. Not privately, publicly. He glanced toward the watching pack. A council? A real one. You'd hold me accountable? Every time. A long beat passed between them, heavy but not hostile. Good, he said at last. You're agreeing too easily. I'm done ruling alone. You hated weakness. I confused weakness with sharing power. And now? Now I choose differently. 30 wolves watched from the shadows, judgment etched into posture and silence alike. You accept her terms? One of the elders asked. Yes. And you? The elder turned to Ivy. I choose him. Because of the bond? No. Then why? Because he learned. Ronan's heartbeat stumbled once beneath her palm before settling again, warm and steady through the bond that connected them. She stepped closer. I choose you, she said quietly but clearly. Not because of fate, because you changed. There was no kneeling, no display of dominance, only two wolves standing level with one another. You'll trust him after everything? A warrior challenged. I don't trust blindly, Ivy replied. I verify. A few wolves nodded, reassessing. And if he hides something again? The warrior pressed. Then I walk. Ronan inclined his head. Fair. The full moon climbed higher, silver light washing over them both as the bond settled between them, like shared warmth rather than restraint. Not a cage. A bridge. Near the hall doors, several wolves who had once stood with Magnus lingered in shadow, silent and calculating. This wasn't finished. It would never be simple. Ivy reached across the council table and pulled the war map toward her, flattening it against the stone. Her finger tapped 3 marked territories where unrest still simmered. Now we fix the rest. Ronan stepped beside her. Together. They turned toward the open hall doors where the council awaited, moonlight guiding their path. They walked forward, not one leading, but side by side,